All right. So I've made documentation on this already, but I'm going to record a video as well in case it's unclear or if people prefer a video. So our class is switching to using the gpdk045 process design kit. Here's the setup document. So I'm just going to go through the process of the setup document and kind of show it for those who learn visually better. So to start, we're going to open a terminal, and then we're going to make sure we are in our home directory. Well, we already are, so you probably don't need to do this step, but and then we're going to make a folder called gpdk045. So the command mkdir, make directory, creates a folder, and then we'll type in the name. So this will make a folder called gpdk045. Next, we're going to move into this folder. So the CD is change directory, and then we can enter our gpdk045. And then we're now in this folder. So the next thing is we need to make a cds.lib file. This is what Cadence uses, or one of the files Cadence uses to get started. So we're going to type gedit and then cds.lib. And then ampersand, and this is going to create a file called cds.lib and open a text editor to edit it. And then over in the document, we have a few lines to add, which are not letting me copy and paste for some reason. Just kind of annoying. One moment. Okay, well, that's kind of annoying. There we go. Now I've got a copy and paste version. So I've got a HTML version. So these three lines need to be copied and pasted in. I'm going to move that over into my other monitor. So the first one, and then create a new line. Second one, new line. And then the third one. You can go ahead and save. These include statements in this remote Cadence lib gpdk045 directory are all the different files for this process design kit. And so this is including the necessary files to make sure that these show up when we run Cadence. And I'll show you that later. So now you can close this file. And then the next thing we need to do is create a pvtech.lib file. So again, we're going to type gedit and then pvtech.lib and ampersand. Hit enter. That's going to open up another blank text file. And now we're going to add from the guide this define line. And this pvtech file defines where the rules, the DRC and LVS rules are for Pegasus. And it allows you to just run Pegasus and DRC faster without having to navigate through a bunch of files. So now, once you've got this saved, you can close it. And then oh, I have an old version of my instructions open. Here we go. Okay, so then the next step in our set of instructions is to set up these .cds init and .cds env files. So these are files that set up the way that Cadence looks and sets up some initial parameters for it. And we've created a .cds init and .cds env file for you guys to use, which it mainly just makes sure that like your libraries get automatically referenced when you run simulations, so you don't have to manually set that up every time. And then also it sets up some plotting defaults to be different so that your plots look nicer than the default. What you need to do now, I've already done this step, but you need to go to the class webpage and download the two files called cdsenv and cds init, and then yeah, download those. So once you've done that, you can go change directory or cd / downloads. This will take us to the downloads folder. And then now you're going to use the command mv. This is for move. And then cds init. So this is the file that we're going to move. And then we're going to put in where we're going to move it to. So ~gpdk045 is where our file that we want to go to. And then we're also going to add another slash and then cds init. And that last .cds init is going to rename the file. So Cadence needs a little dot in front of it, but we didn't want to put the dot in front when we were uploading it because it makes it kind of weird. So I do that, and then do the same thing with cds env. Just like that. So let's get that, hit enter, and then now you can change directories to your gpdk045 folder using the cd / gpdk045. And now you can use this command ls-a-l, which ls is list all the files and folders in this folder. A is everything because the dot hides the file. So this will, A means it'll show hidden files as well. And then -l shows it as a list, which is a bit easier to read. So if I hit enter, I should see my .cds env, .cds init, cds.lib, and pvtech.lib. And so if you have all these files, then you should be ready to start Cadence. So you can start Cadence using the virtuoso %. Wait for it to open. And now you should see when it opens the giolib 045, gpdk 045, and gsclib 045. These are earlier when we made the cds.lib file and we put in the 3 different lines. That was referencing these 3 libraries. So giolib is like bond pads and ESD. It's like input-output stuff. gpdk045 is the main PDK. So like this is what like our TSMC 18RF was. So it contains all the capacitors and resistors and MOSFETs and yada yada. And then GSC lib 45 contains like a bunch of different digital cells. So adders, clocks, flip-flops, AND gates, NOR gates, NAND gates, all that. And this is what we'll use when we do the digital design flow. And so now you can go ahead and create your lablib library for this PDK. So file, new library, and then type lablib. Okay. And then this window that pops up, select attach an existing technology library. Okay. Select the gpdk045. Okay. And now you have your lablib library where you can create your different schematics and designs in this PDK. And note that the designs in the TSMC 18RF and this PDK are not compatible with each other. So you have to work in either one or the other. And so I'm going to go ahead and close this out. Last couple of notes for starting Cadence. Now when you open up your Linux and you open up terminal, instead of going cd EE330 or cd ~EE330 and then starting Cadence, instead you're going to go to the gpdk045 and then you can do your normal virtuoso %. And then lastly, there's a nice documentation for this PDK, and it's located in the remote directory, which is managed by ETG. So to open this folder, a quick command to do this instead of navigating using the File Explorer application is to type xdg-open and then space. Then you're going to enter this path /remote cadence lib /gpdk045 I'm just going to type it in gpdk 045 underscore v underscore 6 underscore 0, and then docs. And if you hit enter, the XDG opens the file application at that point, so you don't have to navigate to it. And then you'll see there's 3 different documents here. So DRC, this, which I don't know why it opens so big. This contains all the different rules. So you can go down and look through, and it's got like all the minimum spacing and different devices. So here I can see NWell resistor rules, all the different spacing and stuff. It also includes all the different rule names. So if you get this error when you're running DRC, you can find the exact definition of it here. So it should be useful during layout. There's also a model report, which talks about the models for the devices. And then there's a reference manual, which has a lot of different information about the PDK. So you might find these to be useful. So that's how you open those. All right, thank you so much. Have a great day.